Oftentimes you're going to want to convert between one unit and another, and you're going to use something called a conversion factor. So for instance, if you had metrics and you wanted to convert those into non-metric units, you would use that. In chemistry, we use a lot of converting from one unit to another, like liters, converting to milliliters, or vice versa. So how do you go about doing something like this? Well, one way you go about doing something like this is to think about the metric system, which you probably learned before. King Henry, I say, King Henry died unexpectedly drinking chocolate milk. That basically gives you the concept of which units are larger in the metric system and which units are smaller. The largest units are over on the left. The smaller units are over on the right. The unit in the middle is the base unit. And the base unit is the one that does not have a prefix in front of it. So in the unit bar, for instance, you would have things like grams, liters, meters, seconds, things that don't have a unit in front of them. Think about the past where you had the units, for instance, millimeters. So what you're going to do in just a second is you're going to use what's called a conversion factor. And a conversion factor is a ratio. A ratio is a fraction, as you know, and it's going to end up having one number on top of another number. And the numbers that are on top of each other, if you notice, they equal each other. 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So a conversion factor is a ratio that allows you to convert back and forth from one unit to another. Let's use one. So let's say we did want to convert 2.5 liters into milliliters. What we would do is we think about our King Henry. King Henry died unexpectedly drinking chocolate milk. Why are these small over here? Because they're smaller units. This is the largest of the units, and this is the smallest of the units. So what we do is we first begin with our given, and we place our given on this little structure that I call a picket fence. A picket fence is just another way of taking a fraction times a fraction times a fraction, however many you need to use in that way. So in the picket fence, all I'm doing is I'm putting all of my units together, and I'm able to do math with them. So let me go ahead and do this particular one for you. So I take my 2.5 liters and I think about what conversion factor allows me to take liters and convert it to milliliters. So I need to have liters here and milliliters here. The way it works in converting is you want the units across from each other to cancel. And you want the new unit that you're looking for to end up being the answer at the end. So you need something here, a conversion factor, where the top and the bottom are equal to each other. So what you do is you look at the metric system scale, or what I call the King Henry scale, and you find out which units you have. So I have liters here on the bottom, which would actually be at my unit. And then I have milliliters, which are here at milli. So how far apart are these? 1, 2, 3, actually starting here, 1, 2, 3. Each spot in the metric system is 10. So there's a 10, another 10, and another 10. So that means that these two units are 1,000 different from each other. The unit to the left is the larger one, so I always give the larger one a 1. It's going to be 1 liter equivalent to 10 times 10 times 10, 1,000 milliliters. So you can see when I do this problem, I have 2.5 liters times 1,000, which means 1, 2, 3, 2500 milliliters. That's how you convert.